Hello, my name is Trey Wisdom, a nurse practitioner student with Auburn University Graduate School of Nursing. Today I'm going to be going over how to do a simple interrupted suture. So first things first, when you want to gather all your supplies. The last thing you want to do is be working on your patient and realize you don't have all your supplies, so make sure you gather everything you need. Upon entering the room, you want to make sure you perform proper hand hygiene. And when you get ready to suture, you want to establish a sterile field. So I'm going to don my gloves. I'm going to open our suture. Now I will be using a silk suture, mainly because I find it's the best with handling. But you want to make sure that when you go to suture, you use the proper suture, whether you need to be using dissolvable or non-dissolvable. An example of the dissolvable suture is like a Vicryl suture. This silk suture is not dissolvable and will need to be removed. So when you grab your needle with your needle driver, you want to make sure that you grab your needle 2/3 of the way up. You're going to come at the wound at a 90-degree angle perpendicular, and you want to be sure that you've got the needle in your needle driver in a place to where you can come into the skin, bite, come through, bite again, and pull through. You don't want to be at a place to where you have to bite, drop, grab your needle holder again, or grab the needle with the needle holder again, and then go through. You want it to be nice and fluid. So I'm going to show you. Grab your forceps with your teeth. You want to stabilize the skin with the forceps. This makes sure that you don't go too deep into the skin. So again, perpendicular, 90-degree angle. Come through, come to the other side, stabilize the skin. Go through, and then pull your needle through. You want to make sure that you leave a little tail behind. And since you've established your sterile field, you can lay your needle on that sterile field to the side in order to do your first knot. Now, when you are doing your knot, you want to make sure that you hold your needle driver parallel to the skin. I'm going to be performing a surgeon's knot, so I'm going to wrap twice, grab the tail, pull through, and pull opposite side. It's very important that you make sure that you pull opposite side. Then you're going to come through, wrap once, grab the tail, pull opposite side, come back and do that again. And you want to do this for about 4 or 5 throws to make sure you've got good, nice and tight tension to pull that skin together on both sides. Okay. And once we have thrown enough ties in there, grab your tail and what's left of your suture. You want to cut at an angle that leaves the strings long enough for the person that comes behind you and removes the sutures, such in this case with a silk suture. Then, in order to do another suture, since our needle is on our sterile field, we'll grab it. Again, grabbing 2/3 of the way up, keeping all your suture in your sterile field. We're going to come back and we're going to do this 4 more times. Perpendicular, 90-degree angle. Okay. Stabilize the skin, come through on the other side, grab your needle, pull through, leaving your tail. Lay your needle in your sterile field. Lay your forceps on your sterile field. And we're gonna, again, wrap twice. Pull through, pull opposite sides. Pull again. When you're doing this with the lab coat, you probably want to take your lab coat off before you do this so that your sleeves aren't getting in your sterile field. Okay. So again, lay your instruments down in your sterile field. Come back. And we'll cut that. Beautiful. Okay. Grab our needle again. Oops. There. Okay. Come back. 90 degrees. Pull through. Lay your needle down. Okay, tail's being a little funky this time. That's all right. Wrap twice for a surgeon's knot. Pull opposite sides. Whoops. Try not to say whoops when you're sewing up a patient. About 4 or 5 good throws. Okay. That is my, okay. Needle in hand, 3/4 or 2/3 of the way up, excuse me. Come stabilize, 90 degree, perpendicular. Okay, come through, one bite, stabilize on the other side, bite through for your second bite. Lay your needle in your sterile field. Come back. Two throws for a surgeon's knot. Four or 5 good throws, pulling opposite sides. Okay. Lay your instruments in your sterile field. Pick up your scissors. Cut at an angle. Okay. Grab our needle. And then for our 5th suture, perpendicular, 90-degree angle for our initial one. Come through on the other side. Hopefully you're okay. Two throws for a surgeon's knot. Hopefully your suture does not get caught in your needle driver. Hopefully your patient doesn't have a whole bunch of wounds for your tail to fall into. Okay, one last throw. Your instruments in your sterile field. Okay, add an angle. And there you have it. 5 simple interrupt sutures.